There's some things you should wish for, and some things you shouldn't. That's what my little brother Frankie told me.
To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
Remember, we're on holiday, all right?
It's that idea of uprooting and starting again, you know, in another environment.
Passports, please.
We're on holidays!
How are you, little girl?
Yeah, and my dad's not working.
Life in Dublin is hard, you know, there's not much work for Johnny, he's an actor, and there's not many films happening, or, you know, they just want a new life, I think, and America can offer.
How many children do you have?
3.
2. This family suffer the loss of a child and feel the need to start afresh, you know.
And the idea that, you know, in some way that's moving on.
It says 3 here.
And we lost 1.
You know, when in actual fact you can move anywhere in the world, but you can't run away from grief. Unfortunately, the family have to suffer that fate with him. But the notion is to go to New York and for Johnny to find work as an actor and pursue some kind of dream that he's got.
Welcome to America.
Thanks very much.
Believe in magic. Don't bother to choose if it's judgment, music, or rhythm and blues. Just go and listen. It'll start with a smile that won't wipe off your face, no matter how hard you try. And we'll go dancing, baby, then you'll see how the magic's in the music and the music's in me. Yeah. Do you believe in magic?
They're a great family anyway. They're just going through a really sort of tumultuous time.
Right you in, Kristen? No!
You can even imagine yourself walking into this new surroundings.
The kids are a massive strength. The adults kind of can't really communicate with each other. They're both on shutdown and dealing with this grief in very, very different ways.
Are we going to pay for this place?
We'll sell the car.
Christie's harbouring a lot of weight, actually, you know, in the film, but Ariel's kind of unaware, aware but unaware, you know. She's still at that kind of young age where she doesn't really understand grief in that way.
Dad, can we keep the pigeons? Dad, can we keep the pigeons?
No, we have to leave them go.
The script was written so well that I just could see everything so clearly, and Jim's incredible at directing and taking you to, you know, certain places and bringing you back.
I must have done a first draft of that film way back 10 years ago. And then, you know, Naomi showed me something she wrote and it was really good, and Kirsten did her own film, Disco Pigs, which she'd written. So I said, I better commission them to write something, you know, to get the rights off them to my own life.
For me, it's kind of like a diary.
Ariel got to know everybody in the neighbourhood.
I was 5 when we moved, and we went to Canada. And we came down to New York with very little money.
My mum couldn't get a job teaching, so she got a job in the ice cream parlour so Dad could go to auditions.
Some of it is based in the first apartment we were in and all the characters that lived in the building, because there was some crazy people there. My sister remembers completely different things to me, so I think we got probably more stories out of it with the 3 of us writing it together. I remember like my mum doing the, you know, made-up costumes.
Well, you look great. You can knock them out.
Can you guess what they are?
Ariel's an angel.
Christie's forest.
She's autumn.
No, fall.
Fall.
Yeah, that's what they call it here in America. Fall, like leaves fall.
We walked into the school gym, we opened the door, like the first thing I saw was like a life-size E.T. with the heart lighting up, and I was like, oh, we're through, like, let's get out of here now. Like, I don't think they've all seen us yet.
What's wrong? You look stupid.
What are you doing? Come on.
I remember being the kids, like, best homemade costume and all that, and just going, great, you know, and my parents being like, hey, and we were like, you haven't a clue, you know.
Ah, you can't throw away your prize. That's homemade costume.
They made it up because they pity us.
You got it because you're different.
We don't want to be different. We want to be the same as everybody else.
Why would you just want to be the same as everybody else?
Everybody else goes trick-or-treating.
What's that?
It's what they do here for Halloween.
It was a whole different story back in Ireland because, you know, you went around and said, help the Halloween party, and they gave you oranges and apples, which, you know, is not great. Like, when we came to America, we were like, with all, like, you know, bags of candy, we were like, woohoo! We love America.
Trick-or-treat! Trick-or-treat!
Who's there?
Jack! Someone's in there.
Kids are fearless, you know. Totally, absolutely fearless.
Oh my God. Trick-or-treat! Trick-or-treat!
Out the puerta! No dogs here! Out the door!
Knock again, I dare you.
He's like the giant behind the door, you know, in the fairy tale, and, you know, you're very aware of this guy could be a threat. And again, you know, they blindly challenge that threat, the kids do, by, you know, knocking on his door.
Go away!
When you're knocking on the door and open, you know, the first maybe two times, you're like, oh my God.
What?
Hello. Yeah, I know you fell back and I was like, ah!
You actually forget your lines. You're like,
The kids from upstairs?
Yeah,
Where are you from?
Ireland.
You came all the way to America to trick-or-treat?
Yeah. But he was really nice. You know, he said sorry. I'm sorry if I scared you and stuff, you know. He was really nice.
Come in. Are there only two of you?
2 girls.
Matteo is an artist based in New York and who befriended this, you know, Irish immigrants, you know. It's a struggle, you know, to be accepted by people. Get here! Ah. Better treat you or you'll trick me, am I right?
Yeah!
Okay, let's focus on. It doesn't matter where you come from. When you come to America, everything is like night and day from where you're called, I mean, whatever culture, background you belong to. So I think it was extremely challenging for them as well in that neighborhood. Oops. How about this?
How much is in it?
A lot. Matteo's fortune.
It's too much.
No, it's not. When luck comes knocking on your door, you can't turn it away.
Happy Halloween!
Okay, happy Halloween. Bye. He may see in them himself. Happy Halloween. Being lost and rejected by society, not being wanted. And obviously those beautiful kids took the wall down, his barrier down, and obviously got to him.
Wow! That means you're going to be rich.
He's a catalyst in a lot of ways, you know. He's the guy who starts to unlock Johnny.
Patty has the toughest position because Patty was playing Jim, and Jim is directing the film. You can imagine how, you know, challenging that is.
It's about Jim's experiences also, but I personally never thought about playing Jim, and Jim never encouraged me to say, you know, study me, you're playing me, this is what I did. You know, it wasn't about that, it was about this character, Johnny. And it's funny because when Jim watches the film, he sees himself, he sees his father, and he says he sees myself also. And I see my father in some of it, so it's a very weird thing, you know.
There it is again. Johnny, did you feel it?
I can't feel anything.
I saw Paddy in Romeo Brass, an English film by Shane Meadows that's really wonderful. Fantastic kind of scripted and half improvised performance. And then I saw Sam Martin in Under the Skin, and it's a brilliant film, and she's fantastic in it, you know, and it was just like, they're the best young English actors, you know.
Do you want me to lie?
So the only actor in the world who can't lie, Johnny. Not even for the sake of your kids.
What does that mean?
If you can't touch somebody you created, how can you create somebody that'll touch anybody?
What are you going on about?
Acting, Johnny. And bringing something to life, it's the same thing. That's why you can't get a job acting, Johnny, because
feel anything.
There's certain bits of my mum and dad in them, I think, you know, that I can see, and I don't know whether that was conscious on their part or whether that's just like a thing that came out of the script, you know, like Samantha in the film is incredibly protective, like overprotective, protective to the point of madness, you know, and that's my mum, you know, which is a great thing for a mother, you know.
So you're gonna put your life on the line for the sake of the kids? And that's protecting them?
Yes.
That's a total contradiction.
How?
You know what the doctor said.
I don't care what they said. What do they know about us? And my baby.
There's such extraordinary inner depth in her emotion in Sam, such restraint. She's the most expressive face and eyes. She was totally behind the project. And again, very difficult situation for her to come into, where she's actually playing the director's wife effectively in the film. Not an easy task to take on board.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Right, this is real. It's not a play.
What are you talking about? Where are you going?
Get out.
No.
Let me get out.
No. You upset the kids!
The kids casting, that was very interesting.
Very good, that's a sad face. You got a sad face there by the end of it, didn't you? I got the cast actually as well, so that was really good because I was just like looking for someone really cute. You know, I was going, cuter than me, great, this is my job, excellent. So we saw the two of them actually the same day.
They had all these kids and I just went in and I saw this little girl, Emma. I just looked at her and I thought, wow, she's cute or whatever, you know, and I gave her the script and she read it and she was too good.
She will be directing Jim at times. She will be giving notes to Jim at times. It was the funniest thing.
How do you get the dialogue? What do I say?
Do this. Now, Patty. You stay there. No, I'm changing your place. You stay over here. No.
So then about a day later it was like, right, stand by sound. Stand by, hold on, roll.
Turn over, rolling. 24 marker, take 6. And mark, you know. Fun.
The dynamic between the two of them is a kind of dynamic that you can't, you know, create because they're sisters in real life, you know, and for the film that worked really well, that dynamic between them, because Sarah Christie is the one who is the VO and it's much more interior and there's a lot more going on, you know, behind the eyes.
Look into my eyes. What are they telling you? They're telling you no. You either do the job or you get out of town. Understand?
I understand.
That was good, Dad.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad from you.
She's more of a thinker, so that kind of, just the contrast worked really well, I think.
I have no one to play with.
Have your sister to play with?
No, she plays with her camcorder. And I've no one to tell my secrets to. Christy tells them to her camcorder. And she won't let me hear what she says.
I think people that age, once they have belief, they always get the depth, you know? Because they've nothing between them and the camera.
The 6-year-old always maintained their innocence. And the older girl maintained kind of maturity, innocence, and some of the time I felt like she understood up to the age of 50.
It's different watching yourself on the screen. You're doing one scene and then you turn on the screen and think, oh my God, did I actually say it like that?
Are you okay, little girl?
No little girl, me. I've been carrying this family on my back for over a year. Ever since Frankie died. It was my brother too.
You're dealing with the hard drama, and myself and Sam, we're quite intense as actors in very different ways, you know. Very different ways of working, but carry that intensity differently. And they were definitely a kind of, I don't know, a reference point, if you like. I'd look at them and they'd light your day up.
Jim created an environment where they could really be free, and you know, there was no pressure put on them to get a scene right or a take right because, hey, we've got to go and we haven't got enough, you know what I mean, running over or anything. It was, Jim worked very hard to preserve that.
I think you're great the way you've coped with those things, you know that?
Yeah.
You're very good. I know it's hard, you're very good. For a little girl like you. So you're great. Okay.
So it's the most caring and loving and considerate person to them. It's a tribute to his ability to make them at ease, that they were never cowed by the process or the structure that was operating around them.
My dad changes the script constantly, like, you know what I mean? So we just sit around and talk about that, and he'd be like, oh, I don't know about that, you know, or we'd be like, no, that doesn't work, and then we'd be like, you know, basically we just talked about it, and even throughout the whole movie.
This is the storyboard page.
Jim Sheridan's.
This is Paddy.
Yeah.
And this is the kids.
He has a very, I think probably a fairly unique way of working, in that I think the initial script, the shooting script, is really, it's a roadmap.
That's the bigger kid.
Ah, right, I see, yeah.
She runs around the back of you.
Anyone I've met that has worked with him is like, oh, your dad's mad, you know, but he's great, like, you know. I know he changes things constantly throughout the day, and I think people are like, well, you never know what to expect.
I think he likes chaos, you know. I think he likes, he gets a kick out of it. It keeps him from being bored on set, you know.
Do you think he'll understand that, though?
I think so, yeah.
Give it to Declan.
Jim storyboards everything. Don't you, Jim? It's very prepared.
There's so many people employed to keep things going, you know, and juggling, and then he goes and throws another ball in, you know, just, and they, you know, they got to keep going, you know.
Can you throw it well? Tyrone, you're right. Go up the hill. You be on there, Jim.
He's the same as a director as he is as a father, you know. There's actually no difference whatsoever.
I could be a halfbacker. What do they call them?
Fullbacker.
No, the fella who throws.
Quarterbacker.
Quarterback. You have to have that up there for it to be a quarterback.
How you doing it?
Big fella's running at you, you have to jump out of that way.
He's just him all the time, you know. So it's kind of, I think that's why, you know, he gets the responses from actors especially, you know, because he's just totally open to everything.
He's very good, you know, with my left foot and the boxer and stuff. You know, he does, you know, he's a very good director, and how he put up with us, you know.
Yeah, I know, he has to be a great director to put up with, especially her.
This is Emma. Who am I, Emma, in the film? What do I do?
You're the director, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think he's one of the best directors working in the world today, you know, there's no doubt about it. He makes these massive human dramas, you know. Incredible guy, lives the film with you, you know, goes through the journey with you. Sometimes would come into scenes with me, you know, and kind of stand in that way.
And it's a great moment if it's just done simple. Okay. And now, turn me, Paddy. Go on, turn me. Okay. And I don't know, you don't need to struggle at all.
He's a great communicator. Great communicator. Sit down, talk to him, and it's you just fell in love with the man.
He's great with actors, but he's also a genius. The way he understands emotion, it goes through every emotion with you. He's there with you every step of the way.
There's never one moment, I think, in the film where you feel your emotions are being contrived or manipulated, that the emotions are very honest and very true, and I think that's a measure of the man.
The important thing of the film is that you invest in this family, you believe this family, you believe their plight, you believe their pain, you know. Once you're bought into that, I don't think you can get away from it, you know. You're hooked in and it'll just take you with it.
If you have that closeness in family, you know, you can do so much, you know.
Anything else that I've written or been involved in, like, you know, it's blood, sweat and tears, and it's, you know, it's all the pain that everybody who's watching this knows, you know, and it was just, this is us, and there you go.
It's been definitely the most personal work I think he's ever done, and we've worked together on all of his films, and I think it's been an enormous journey for him.
The whole film for me was like that. It was like a process of doing scenes from my life and analysing them while I wrote them, while I directed them, while I edited them.
And you don't play with us anymore.
I do play with you.
Not like you used to.
I know they're good memories. I love making it, you know, and it was a buzz, and it seemed very powerful in certain regards in ways that other films I've done aren't, you know, it's hard to describe.
Mom, Dad, Christy and Ariel, all together in one happy family. It's kind of happy, sad and funny, you know.
Yeah, I really love the film.
Just make believe you're happy, Johnny. Please, for the kids.
You need a miracle, Mateo.
You don't believe in America represents all of us who are not American, you know, who come here for a dream and trying to exercise that dream.
I think this film brings us back to what's important.
That's the best part of it, yeah. It's just having that thing with the kids, you know.
Are you crying?
What?
Nothing.